Broke black businessman picks up a hitchhiker not knowing she's a runaway billionaire. The hot sun beat down on a dusty, empty road in the middle of nowhere. Malik Brown was driving a beat-up old car that rattled every time he hit a bump. The air conditioner hadn't worked in years, and his shirt was soaked with sweat. He gripped the steering wheel tight, thinking about his life. 3 years ago, Malik owned a tech company called Brightcore. He had big dreams. Apps, gadgets, a future. But all of that was gone now. Someone rich and powerful destroyed his business. He had lost everything. His job, his house, and even his smile. Now he was just a broke man with a broken car and a heart full of pain. Suddenly, up ahead on the road, Malik saw a girl waving her arms. She looked scared. She was wearing a big hoodie that covered most of her face. Her jeans were dusty, and her shoes looked expensive but dirty, like she had been running for a long time. He slowed down, unsure. "Please," the girl said, breathless. "You have to help me. They're coming." "Who?" Malik asked, looking around. "Men in black suits. My father sent them. He'll hurt me if he finds me." Malik blinked. "Hold on. Your father?" She nodded fast. "Yes, please. Hide me. Anywhere. Please. I'm Nia." Before he could say another word, Nia ran to the back of the car. "Open the trunk," she whispered urgently. "You want me to. Please. It's the only way." Malik stared for a second. Something told him to drive away. This was trouble. But something else, deep inside, told him she wasn't lying. He opened the trunk. She jumped in, curled into a tight ball, and he closed it. Just as he slid back into the driver's seat, a black SUV zoomed up behind him, screeched to a stop. Dust flew everywhere. 3 men jumped out, all in black suits with earpieces. Their faces were hard and serious. One walked up to Malik's window and tapped it. Malik rolled it down. "You seen a young girl around here?" the man asked, his eyes sharp. "Blonde hair, hoodie on foot?" Malik shook his head calmly. "No, sir. I've just been driving. Didn't see anyone." The man narrowed his eyes. "This is the only road for miles. She had to come this way." Malik shrugged. "Car's old. I stopped to cool the engine." The man leaned in. "Mind if we check your trunk?" Malik's heart pounded. He smiled, trying to stay cool. "Actually, it's jammed. Rusted shut for months now. You're welcome to try, but it'll take a crowbar." The man looked annoyed. "Fine. Let's go, boys." The men returned to their car. One of them kicked the dirt and muttered something. Then they sped off in a cloud of dust. Malik waited until they were gone. Then he rushed to the trunk and opened it. Nia sat up, coughing from the dust. "Thank you," she said softly. "You didn't have to do that." "Start talking," Malik said, folding his arms. "Who are you really?" Nia climbed out slowly. "My name is Nia Carter. My dad is Victor Carter." Malik froze. That name. He knew that name. Victor Carter. The billionaire. The one who owns Carter Corp. Nia nodded. "That's him. But he's not a good man. What does he want with you?" She pulled a small silver flash drive from her necklace. "Because I stole this. It has proof of what he's done. Evil things. He destroys people who get in his way." Malik took a step back. "Why should I believe you?" Nia's eyes were serious. "Do you know a company called Brightcore?" His heart sank. "Yes," he whispered. "That was my company." "Then you know what he did," she said. "He paid hackers to crash your systems. He made fake news stories about you. He told banks not to help you." Malik stared at her. "You're lying." "I wish I was," she whispered. His hands shook. So it was true. The man who ruined his life was her father. "I should leave you here," Malik said, turning away. "I know," Nia said. "But please don't." He looked back at her. Her face was tired, scared, and honest. "Why are you running?" he asked quietly. "Because I want to stop him," she said. "And I need help." Malik looked at his old car, then at the road ahead. His heart felt heavy. Helping her could mean danger. But it could also mean justice. He sighed. There's a place I know. It's far. A cabin my grandpa built in the woods. No one knows it exists. Nia's eyes lit up. Can we go there? We can, Malik said. But once we do, there's no turning back. She nodded. I'm ready. He opened the passenger door. Get in. As they drove away, the sun dipped low in the sky, painting the road gold. Malik didn't know what tomorrow would bring. But for the first time in years he felt like maybe, just maybe, his story wasn't over yet. The road to the cabin was long, bumpy, and surrounded by tall trees. No signs, no houses, no people. Just trees, dirt, and the sound of birds. Malik's old car groaned as it climbed the rocky path. Nia held tightly to the flash drive on her necklace. Neither of them spoke for a while. There was too much to think about. Finally, after 2 more turns, Malik stopped the car in front of an old wooden cabin. It was small, with a tin roof and a front porch that creaked when the wind blew. A crooked sign above the door read, Brown's Peace. My grandpa built this place after the war, Malik said. It's not much, but it's safe. It's perfect, Nia said softly. They went inside. The cabin smelled like dust and old wood. There were 2 chairs, a small table, and a fireplace with a pile of dry logs. In the corner sat an old radio and a toolbox. Nia sat down and looked around. No cameras. No trackers. No Wi-Fi. That's good. Good. Malik asked. We need Wi-Fi. We need safety first, she said. If my dad finds us, it's over. Malik lit a fire in the fireplace. The room glowed orange. He handed her a cup of warm water from the kettle. Now talk, he said. What's on that flash drive? Nia took a deep breath. Everything. Emails, bank transfers, fake contracts. My dad's been hiding money, cheating investors, and paying people to destroy small companies like yours. Malik clenched his fist. I lost everything because of that man. My company, my home. I even slept in my car for a while. I know, she whispered. That's why I took the files. He stared at her. You stole from your own father. Yes, she said. He never loved me. I was just his perfect daughter, for interviews and charity events. But I knew something was wrong. He's hurt too many people. Malik looked down. Part of him still didn't trust her. But another part, a deeper part, believed her. Let's see what's inside, he said. They plugged the flash drive into an old laptop Malik kept in the cabin. Took a while to power on. The screen flickered, then showed a folder full of files. Nia clicked through the folders. Here. This file shows how your investors were scared off. He paid people to write lies about Bright Core. Malik's eyes widened. Emails, names, dates, all listed. Here's another, Nia said. A cyber attack plan. He paid a group to crash your servers 1 week before your launch. Malik swallowed hard. I always thought it was bad luck. No, she said. It was a plan. They kept clicking. Fraud. Bribe. Fake deals. His name wasn't the only one on the list. Dozens of other small businesses, especially owned by black and brown people, had been attacked the same way. He built his empire by breaking others, Nia said. He says he's building the future. But he's just stealing it. Malik leaned back in his chair. His heart hurt. Not just for himself, but for everyone who had been crushed. So what do we do? He asked. We expose him, Nia said. We leak this to the press. No, that's too risky. He'll say it's fake. And people believe him. Nia paused. What if we get help? From who? I don't know. Someone smart. Someone honest. A lawyer maybe. Malik thought for a moment. Tony Blake. Who's that? She's a lawyer. She once tried to help me. But I didn't listen. I was angry, proud. She said I should fight back the right way. Maybe she was right. Nia nodded. Then we need her. Malik stared at the fire. You know, you're brave for doing this. Nia gave a small smile. I'm just tired of pretending. My whole life I've smiled for pictures, worn pretty dresses, and said nothing. But I'm done being quiet. Malik looked at her closely. She was young, maybe 21, but there was fire in her eyes. Real fire. We'll need more than a lawyer, he said. We'll need proof, a plan, and maybe even someone who knows how to protect this data. Nia nodded. A hacker. He raised an eyebrow. You know any? No, she said. But I know how to find one. They both laughed. It was the first time they laughed since meeting. The fire crackled. Outside the wind howled. But inside the cabin there was a strange feeling like hope. I'm sorry about your company, Nia said quietly. I'm sorry about your life, Malik replied. They sat in silence for a while. Malik stood up. You can sleep in the bed. I'll take the floor. You don't have to. I want to, he said. You're not the enemy. Not anymore. As Nia curled up under an old quilt, Malik stared out the window. The moon was high, and the trees swayed like they were whispering secrets. He thought about all the people Victor Carter had hurt. Then he thought about what could happen if they won. It wouldn't just be revenge. It would be justice. Morning sunlight peeked through the trees. Birds chirped outside. Inside the old cabin, Malik was already awake, sipping hot tea and staring at the laptop. Nia stretched and sat up. Did you sleep? Not really, Malik said. Too many thoughts. She rubbed her eyes. Same. He handed her a piece of bread and a boiled egg. Best breakfast I can offer. It's perfect, she said, smiling. After they ate, Malik opened his cracked phone. I'm going to call Tony Blake. Will she help? I don't know, he said. But we have to try. He stepped outside for signal and dialed the number. After a few rings, a calm voice answered. Hello, Tony. It's Malik Brown. Was. Malik. It's been years. Are you okay? No. But I need your help. It's about Victor Carter. There was silence. He ruined Bright Core, Malik continued. And I have proof now. His daughter's with me. She ran away. You have Nia Carter? Tony asked sharply. She risked everything to get a flash drive filled with evidence. And I've seen it. It's real. Tony took a deep breath. Where are you? In a safe place. I'll text you the location. Please, Tony. You're the only one I trust. I'll be there, she said. Give me 6 hours. Malik hung up and walked back in. She's coming, he said. Nia looked nervous. She won't turn us in, right? No. Tony's honest. If she says she'll help, she will. Later that day, a dark blue car pulled up outside the cabin. Out stepped Tony Blake, wearing jeans, a black jacket, and glasses. Her hair was tied back, and her eyes were sharp. Malik opened the door. Long time, Tony said, giving him a small smile. You came, Malik said. Of course. Now show me what you've got. Inside, Nia sat across from her, holding the flash drive tightly. I'm not here to hurt you, Tony said gently. I just want the truth. Nia nodded and plugged in the drive. Tony leaned in as the files opened. Her eyes scanned the screen quickly. Oh my God, Tony whispered. This is massive. This could shut him down. And more, Malik said. It could bring justice to everyone he crushed. But we can't take this to the police yet, Tony warned. Victor has people everywhere. Lawyers, judges, even some agents. We need to build a full case. Something they can't ignore or cover up. We were thinking the same thing, Malik said. But we need help. Tony nodded. We need someone who can keep this data safe and maybe find more hidden files. A hacker, Nia added. I know one, Tony said. She's quiet, smart, and doesn't ask too many questions. Name's Sky Lynn. Can we trust her? Malik asked. Tony smiled. She's a little weird, but she's loyal. I'll call her. That evening, a motorbike zipped through the trees and parked outside the cabin. A girl with purple hair, round glasses, and a laptop bag stepped off. You, she said, grinning. This the Secret Justice Squad. Sky, Tony said. Thanks for coming. Couldn't say no to drama and rich people's secrets. She walked in, dropped her bag and opened her laptop. Nia handed her the flash drive. Be careful. That drive has everything. Guy nodded. Let's dig. 4 hours, the cabin filled with the sounds of typing, clicking and whispering. Sky's eyes lit up. Okay. So the files you've seen. That's just the top layer. This drive is connected to a cloud server. If we can get in, there's more. More? Malik asked. Lots more, Sky said. Like hidden bank accounts, off-the-book payments, even recordings. Can you break in? Tony asked. Sky cracked her fingers. Watch me. She typed fast, pulling up codes and maps and unlocking layer after layer. Boom! She shouted. I'm in. On the screen were folders labeled bribes, attacks, media control and secret projects. Nia leaned forward. Wait. Play that one. Media control. Sky opened it. There were voice recordings. They listened to Victor Carter's voice. Crush them. I don't care if it's illegal. I'll pay double. Make it look like a scandal. People believe stories faster than truth. Malik's face hardened. He really did it. There's no way he walks away from this, Tony said. Not this time. The team worked into the night, copying files, saving backups, and listing all the victims. Malik sold his old watch to buy groceries. Tony sold her extra laptop for a backup power source. Sky borrowed a solar panel from a friend. They used burner phones, fake names, and slept in shifts. It was hard. Sometimes they fought. Malik got tired. Nia cried. Sky got impatient. But Tony always calmed them down. We're not doing this just for us, she said one night. We're doing this for all the people who were stepped on. They nodded. It wasn't just about revenge anymore. It was about making things right. Late one night, Malik stared at the fire again. Why did you really help me? He asked Nia. She looked at him. Because I've lived in a golden prison. And you were the first person who didn't want anything from me. You just helped me. You risked your life for people you didn't even know, he said. Nia smiled sadly. I guess I wanted to matter. Really matter. You do, Malik said. We all do. The next morning they had everything. Proof, a plan and a team. It was almost time to go public. But they knew. The hardest part was still to come. The sun was rising, golden light shining through the trees. Inside the cabin, Malik, Nia, Tony, and Sky sat around the small table, eyes locked on the laptop screen. This is it, Tony said. Today we tell the world the truth. Guy nodded. I've set up a live stream that can't be blocked. We'll send it to all major news stations, blogs, and social media platforms at the same time. Even if they try to delete it, it'll already be out there. Nia was quiet, holding the flash drive tightly in her hand. Her fingers were shaking. You okay? Malik asked softly. I'm scared, she said. Once this goes out, my dad will know I betrayed him. There's no going back. Malik looked at her. You already left his world. Now it's time to build your own. She nodded, then stood up. Okay, Sky said. Nia, time to record your message. They set up the old webcam. Nia sat in front of it, eyes steady. She took a deep breath and pressed record. My name is Nia Carter. I am the daughter of Victor Carter, CEO of Carter Corp. For years I stayed silent while my father lied, cheated, and destroyed people's lives. But not anymore. I stole this flash drive because it holds the truth. My father has committed crimes. Fraud, bribery, cyber attacks, and more. He didn't just do business. He hurt people, families, and dreams. One of his victims was Malik Brown, who lost his company, Brightcore, because my father saw him as a threat. To all the people who were crushed, I'm sorry. This isn't about revenge. It's about justice. I'm not afraid anymore. And I will not be silent. Guy clicked send. The video began uploading across the internet. She hit the final command. Start broadcast. Within minutes, phones started buzzing. News websites lit up with headlines. Newspaper Billionaire's daughter exposes father's crimes. Newspaper Victor Carter accused of fraud, bribery and sabotage. Newspaper Anonymous Group leaks evidence against Carter Corp. Reporters started calling. Big names. National stations. Social media exploded with hashtags. Tony answered a call from a major news outlet. Yes, the files are real. Yes, we have the whistleblower. No, we are not afraid. Malik paced the floor. This is really happening. Nia was frozen, staring at the screen as thousands of people watched her message. Just then Sky's laptop pinged. Whoa, she said. Federal agents just entered Carter Corp headquarters. What? Tony gasped. They're raiding his office. It's live on TV. Malik turned on the old cabin television. The screen flickered, then showed armed agents walking through the glass doors of the giant Carter Corp tower. People inside looked shocked and scared. A news reporter spoke fast. Breaking news. Federal agents are now inside Carter Corp headquarters. Sources say this raid follows a leaked confession and digital evidence from Victor Carter's own daughter. The evidence includes secret bank records, fake contracts, and voice recordings. This could be the biggest corporate scandal of the decade. They all sat down speechless. Victor Carter, the man who had crushed Malik's life, was finally being investigated, publicly. He's going to lose everything, Tony whispered. Good, Sky said. Nia looked down. He won't give up quietly. Just then Sky's laptop pinged again. Uh-oh, she said. He's trying to stop the story. His lawyers just filed something with the courts, trying to block all media from sharing it. But it's too late, right? Malik asked. Way too late, Sky smiled. This thing's in the cloud, backed up 10 different ways. Even if the internet shut down, it's on drives in 5 other places. A knock sounded at the cabin door. They froze. Tony peeked through the window, then opened the door slowly. It was a man in a suit, but not one of Victor's. He showed a badge. FBI. Agent Riley. We're here to protect Ms. Carter. We've seen the files. The Justice Department is moving in. We believe every word. Nia blinked. You're not arresting me. No, he said kindly. You're a whistleblower. Brave one. And we protect people like you. Guy clapped. Yes, you hear that? We did it. Malik couldn't stop smiling. He looked at Nia. She had tears in her eyes, but this time they weren't from fear. They were from relief. Victor Carter, her father, was caught. The truth had won. But just as they started to relax, Agent Riley gave a warning. Victor will be arrested, but his allies are angry. There may be threats. You'll need to lay low for a while. Understood, Tony said. We'll stay here until it's safe. As the agents drove away, Malik looked around the cabin. Only weeks ago, this place was just an old shelter in the woods. Now, it had become the center of a revolution. He turned to Nia. You did it, he said. We did it, she replied. They didn't have money yet. They didn't know what would come next. But they had something more important. They had powerful truth. And no one could silence that. 3 years later, the city skyline looked brighter than before. Billboards showed new companies, new faces, and new hope. One of the tallest buildings downtown now had a big sign that read, Rise Edge Technologies. Powered by purpose. Inside the glass building, Malik Brown stood in a large office with clean white walls, plants by the windows, and pictures of young people smiling while building computers and apps. He wore a suit now, sharp, clean, and proud. But he was still the same Malik. He just had a second chance. Across the desk sat Nia Carter. She looked different too, confident, happy, free. Her curly hair was pulled into a bun, and she wore a Rise Edge pin on her jacket. They smiled at each other. 3 years, Malik said. Feels like forever, Nia replied. After the big reveal, Victor Carter had been arrested and charged with more than 30 crimes. Fraud, tax evasion, bribery, cybercrime, and more. The court found him guilty. He was now serving 35 years in federal prison. His empire had crumbled. His name was no longer one of power, but of shame. The world had seen the truth. And the people who were once crushed like Malik were finally being lifted up. Nia had won a lawsuit against her father's estate. Instead of using the money to live like the rich, she used it to make things right. She created the Carter Justice Fund, a foundation that helped small businesses, especially those owned by Black and brown people, women, and people who had been ignored for too long. With Tony Blake as lead legal advisor and Sky Lynn as digital director, the team stayed together. Malik used part of the money to build Rise Edge, a tech company that gave chances to people who had ideas but no support. No fancy degrees needed. No lies, no games. Just honest people with big dreams. Applications are up by 200%, Nia said, looking at her tablet. And we've now helped launch 47 startups. Malik nodded. I just met a 17-year-old yesterday. Built a health app to help diabetic kids track food and insulin. She said no one believed in her. Until us. That's why we're here, Nia said. The door opened and Tony walked in with Sky. We have a visitor, Tony said. A man in a security uniform stepped aside to let someone walk in slowly, with handcuffs. It was Victor Carter. Even in prison clothes, his presence was strong. But his hair was grayer now. His face thinner. His power gone. The room went quiet. Malik stood still, not speaking. Nia stepped forward. Why are you here? Victor looked at her, eyes tired. To see you. And him. Malik raised an eyebrow. After everything you did, you expect us to just listen? I lost everything, Victor said. My money. My company. I live in a cage now. But every day I see your face, Nia. TV. On magazines. You made the world believe you. And they stopped believing me. You did that to yourself, she replied. Victor looked at Malik. And you? You built something bigger than Bright Core. You won. No, Malik said softly. We all won. The kids who have chances now. The people you crushed. Now they're building empires. Victor bowed his head. I was wrong. Tony signaled to the guard. Time's up. As the guard led Victor away, he paused at the door. I'm sorry, he said, voice cracking. For everything. The door shut behind him. No one said a word for a few moments. Then Sky shook her head. He waited 3 years to say that? I'm not angry anymore, Nia said. He gave me life. But he never gave me love. I had to fight for that on my own. Malik looked around the office. At the photos of young creators, at the workers buzzing in the halls, at the smiles he helped bring. Let's get back to work, he said. We've got a future to build. Later that day, Malik sat outside on the rooftop garden, looking at the city below. Nia joined him with 2 cups of coffee. She sat beside him quietly. You know, Malik said, all this started on a lonely road. Just me. And a stranger asking for help. And you said yes, Nia smiled. Didn't feel like a big thing then, he said. But it changed everything. Nia nodded. That's how change begins. With one brave choice. They sat in silence, watching the sunset. In that quiet moment, they both understood something deep. Justice isn't just arresting the powerful. It's building something better than what was broken. They had done that together. From a dusty road to a revolution. From a ruined man and a runaway girl. To leaders of a new world. Not perfect, but powerful. Not rich with gold, but rich with purpose. And that made all the difference.